This is my post-fight reaction for Teofimo Lopez versus Steve Claggett. This is a very good fight, man. I feel like Claggett definitely showed everybody why he earned the spot that he was in. A lot of people slept on Claggett. They didn't really think he was a very good fighter. They looked at his record and thought that he should be someone that didn't earn the opportunity. But I told a lot of people that even though his resume was had 7 losses on it, he was going to be a tough match for a guy like Teofimo Lopez. And he was. A lot of people start to realize that now, but they feel like Teofimo Lopez kind of bit off more than he could chew. But I feel like he definitely was he was just locked in, man. Claggett was going out there trying to win a world title. He looked like a guy who was fighting for a world title at the age of 35 and probably in his last prime year, if he is in his prime years, and he just wanted to take over. I was definitely impressed by what I seen with Steve Claggett. He was he's a beast, man. He really is. Steve Claggett impressed me tonight. A lot of people don't really understand how tough it is to go out there and actually face some of these guys, especially like Teofimo Lopez with all that power. You know, especially when these guys are don't have a big name, people expect these guys to lose, especially when you have 7 losses. A guy like Steve Claggett's not going to get the respect he deserves, but with him going out there, I knew he had an opportunity. The guy can jab for days. Like the way he jabs consistently for a long period of time, you have to respect that. Like Steve Claggett definitely jabbed Teofimo Lopez a long time for a course of for a long course of rounds. Like we gotta understand, he jabbed the guy for 12 rounds straight. You have to be in excellent shape to go out there and jab a guy that long. And for Teofimo Lopez, I thought he needed a fight like this because he got away from the jab. And this is gonna show him how important the jab is. For him to get away from that jab, it's gonna show how important that jab actually is uh in the sport of boxing. Because I felt like with Teofimo Lopez, the way he used to fight, especially against Lomachenko, he used to work off the jab a lot. And he's gotten away from that stuff very quickly. And he doesn't really stick to it like he used to. I don't know why. I don't have a reason why, but I feel like he needs to get back to the jab, man, a lot more. Especially with the way everything's going right now in the division. It's a huge challenge for a guy like him to kind of just go in there and outbox guys with just hooks and overhand rights. You gotta have a real game plan when you fight against certain guys, like especially Steve Claggett. Claggett's not an easy guy to fight, man. I don't know if everybody knows that, but Steve Claggett's not an easy fight. If you can't really disrupt a guy like Steve Claggett, you're gonna have a hard time. And then a lot of people don't feel like Steve Claggett's even the top guy in the division. But I feel like Teofimo did an excellent job, man. He did an excellent job uh going back to that jab, not sticking to the jab and throwing it 50 times around. I felt like he was a lot more patient with it. This was a huge learning lesson for him. He fought a guy who was experienced in the game and who's been doing a lot of things over the last couple of years trying to save his career, having him back against the wall. Claggett's not an easy fight for anybody. He might upset some more guys if he takes any more big fights, even though I know he's 35 at this time. If he takes some more fights in the future or within the next couple of months or whatever it is, Steve Claggett's gonna have a easy time trying to find some big fights. But he's gonna have a hard time trying to find a top opponent because these guys are gonna know that he's a tough fight. He's not an easy fight. As much as people try to make it seem like Teofimo Lopez didn't show up, I felt like his defense was a little off, but the way he fought was different from what I've seen him fight before. So that kind of impressed me. If I wanted to actually pick apart some things I did like, I was impressed by the way he chose to actually adapt. He was on the back foot. He didn't stay on the rope. He stayed on the ropes a lot, but I've seen people fight off the ropes plenty of times. Some of the best fighters in the game have fought off the ropes for a long period of time in a fight. That's just what the fight kind of entails. You know what I'm saying? That's what he needed. He needed that to get through the fight. Whatever it takes to win, man. It doesn't matter how you get the win. Whatever it takes to win, that's what you need to do. And I feel like Teofimo went out there and he established himself and he took over. And he did a great job in the fight. I think he did an excellent job in the fight. He really did. Um, I wouldn't say he fought terribly. It was just a different style. He was going against a veteran. But he can. But as far as the top guys right now, he'll have a tough time against any of the tough guys. I mean, top guys. He definitely will. But in this fight, man, he did an excellent job. Man, he jabbed well. It was a lot of times he hurt Steve Claggett. He could have knocked him out. I would say in the 11th round. 11th round, he possibly could have got him up out of there. But he let him off the hook. He didn't really get him up out of there. No knockdown, no knockout. But I feel like he did an excellent job throughout the fight, man. It was something I was very impressed with. I know a lot of people are not gonna be impressed because of Steve Claggett's record, but I think he did an excellent job, man. Teofimo showed some different things, but he still has some room to grow. He's still young. He's still 26 years old. But Steve Claggett is the guy who showed a lot more. You know, either way, Steve Claggett was going to look good whether he lasted 8 rounds or 12 rounds. So with people not expecting that he was going to last 12 rounds, of course that was going to be the talk of everything. But I feel like it was an excellent fight, man. I was very impressed with everything that happened tonight. I really was. Teofimo, he bounced back from the Jermaine Ortiz fight, so he did an excellent job, man. Can't ask for anything else. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.